Hello, and welcome to the second week of our summer-long series, Ask the Deacon, featuring me, Deacon Jake. All summer, you can submit your questions on the website down below, and I'll do my best to answer them every week. This week, we had a great question submitted. Sara wants to know, why do we have to use hosts made from wheat at Mass for the Eucharist? Why can't we use anything else, like made from rice, so that maybe people with celiac disease or who can't have gluten could eat them? That's a great question, Sara. And the answer has to do with what Jesus did at the Last Supper. You probably all know what the priest says at every Mass. That Jesus took bread and he said, "This is my body, and do this in memory of me." And he took the wine that they were drinking as part of the Passover meal. He said, "This is my blood. Do this in memory of me." Now Jesus took bread, wheat bread, and said, "Do this in memory of me." So we want to do this. If we used rice bread, we wouldn't be doing this, what Jesus did. We'd be doing something else that looked a lot like what Jesus did. And the same with wine. If we just used grape juice instead, which is really close to wine, we wouldn't be doing what Jesus did at the Last Supper. We'd be doing something close that looked like what Jesus did. If the Eucharist was just something that was supposed to remind us of what Jesus did, well, then that would be fine. Looking like what Jesus did would be enough. But that's not what the Eucharist is. The Eucharist is Christ's body. It is Christ's blood. It is the priest doing the same thing that Jesus Christ did at the Last Supper. So when he says, "Do this in memory of me," we take that really seriously. We want to do exactly what Jesus did. So the Eucharist has to be wheat bread and grape wine for two reasons, really. One, out of respect for our Lord's command when he said, "Do this in memory of me." We honor Christ. We want to do just what he told us. And two, because the Eucharist isn't just like something that Jesus did at the Last Supper. It is what Jesus did at the Last Supper. At every Mass, we're doing this in memory of him, just the thing that he did. And we wouldn't want to be doing something different, similar, but not the same thing that he did. So we don't mess around with the ingredients.